We begin in Gauteng and the East Rand in particular, because voting is currently underway at the ANC's Gauteng Conference in Benoni, just east of Johannesburg. Delegates there are deciding on who the new provincial leadership will be. Let's cross now to one of our reporters on the ground there, Natasha Phiri. Natasha, thanks very much indeed for joining us. I know it's probably feeling a bit like home for you there now. You've been there so long. The delays happening every single day. This train is moving slowly. Is there an end in sight?
Well, very good evening to you, Peter, and of course to our Globe viewers. It's 10 o'clock and the temperature is actually dropping, by the hour. It's very cold, I might say. But Peter, I mean, there is no end in sight to this conference. Of course, voting has been done. I do understand that counting will commence, and it's quite worrying what we're hearing right now, that commissions will be suspended. And this is the very same thing that the outgoing chairperson of the province, Mr. David Makura, had lamented, saying that elective conferences or conferences like this aren't supposed to be about electing leaders only, but of course they're supposed to be about, policy discussions that will benefit the larger society. But of course I'm joined by young leaders here, in the ANC Youth League, in the ANC, and of course I just want us to have a discussion, as young people, who do they support? They actually support Panyaza Lesufi, of course, under the banner of unity, renewal and service. As in the previous hour, you saw my colleague there, Samkele Maseko, speaking to Lebogang Maile and Zwandile Masina, who are under the banner of Adiwele. But let's just get this discussion underway. I'll just ask my guests to introduce themselves for the purpose of the viewers and their designation as well. Thank you so much for joining us at SABC News, sir.
Thank you, Natasha, and to your viewers watching your program. My name is Thabo Moloja. I'm the branch secretary of the ANC and a delegate of my branch in Gauteng Ward 10 in Merafong City.
Mr. Moloja, why are you supporting Panyaza Lesufi? What do you think he has to bring to the table?
Look, I don't think that I support Panyaza Lesufi because I believe he's the best man for the job, to unite, renew, and serve the people of Gauteng as he has continuously done so in the past. We believe that with the challenges that Gauteng faces, experienced worse by young people who are unemployed, who suffers from all the social ills, poverty, inequalities, and a whole lot of challenges. We believe that Comrade Panyaza Lesufi is the right man for the job. He's not one of those who will find partying busy with parties, smoking cigars and whiskey, the type of lifestyle that was introduced in the Youth League a while back by some of the comrades who might be contesting here today, who think that leading the ANC is about themselves and not our people. Comrade Panyaza Lesufi, he normally arrives first where there are crises, even before yourselves in the media spaces. Whenever there's a challenge and you inquire about that challenge, whether it's about a kid who has drowned in school or who has been stabbed or any other challenge that the sector faces, we always find that Comrade Panyaza, he is going to attend some of those challenges adequately. We are not saying that he's perfect. We believe that all leaders have their own limitations, but we believe with the challenges that Gauteng faces, we don't have any municipality. By the way, Comrade Lebogang Maile would have been the leader of the elections campaign that we just came from in 2021, and we lost all municipalities, not because of him, not because of him, but because of the challenges that the ANC experiences collectively. And we believe that Comrade Panyaza is the right man for the job, and he will be able to turn the situation around. And not alone, with all of us as members of the ANC, the alliances, and importantly young people, whom we believe that is the right time now that the ANC and its government must ensure that it delivers jobs, and better opportunities, whether it's education, skill and training for these young people in our province, so that they can better their lives.
And of course, we know that youth unemployment is at an all-time high, over 60% there. But let me just also talk to a member of the National Youth Task Team, which was tasked to taking the ANC Youth League to conference, but of course we haven't seen that at all. Do you think that there is a vacuum of young people, or young leaders rather?
Thank you, Natasha, and good evening to the viewers. Actually, I'm the member of the provincial tax team in Gauteng.
Apologies for that.
No problem. I'm the spokesperson. My name is Samkele. I think we don't have a vacuum of leaders across all spectrum of the youth sector, in political spectrum, of course, in the Gauteng province as well. We've got a variety of skills that we have that can contribute towards the development of young people and to ensure that young people become the pioneers and participate in the mainstream economy of our province. Coming to this conference, Natasha, I believe that Panyaza Lesufi is the only who can take us from ordinary to extraordinary. He has proven through his track record, being a student leader, being a youth leader. He was in COSAS as well, serving in various portfolios as MECs in various structures of the ANC. He's the only capable leader that can ensure that we win back power in 2024. We have lost metros in this province. We don't have Tshwane, we don't have Joburg, we don't have Ekurhuleni. And the only leader that can ensure that we bring back power, to ensure that we fast track the issues of development and deliver services to our people, is only Panyaza Lesufi. We are going to support him as young people, and we believe in him, and we believe that he's going to win this conference when the results are announced tonight.
So let me take this conversation to you, Mr. Tema. Am I right?
No, it's Khotso from Slupe Tema.
My name okay, is Khotso. Okay. Khotso, do you agree with the sentiments of Mr. Mashele? I mean, just looking at the organizational reports, it just cites that the loss of the polls is a lesson that the ANC must not operate far from the people, and the downward trajectory at the polls indicates that people are punishing the ANC and that are angry at the ANC. Do you agree with these sentiments?
I fully agree with the sentiments. In particular, when we talk to the issue of the electorate, it's very important that the ANC does not only speak to itself, but makes a thorough assessment as to why are people to not vote for the ANC. But in particular, what is important, and particularly out of this particular conference, we intend to come out with a clear understanding of what is our approach towards 2024. And the name of Comrade Panyaza Lesufi does not only come up as a matter of just being the chairperson of the ANC. It is through serious considerations and deliberations that we have concluded to support this particular candidate, because the ANC does not only need to talk to itself. What is most important is that whatever decision on whatever leadership that comes out of this conference, it must be a leadership that resonates with society, because society is the one that vote. In particular, as young people, our main focus is to rally all our constituents behind the banner of the ANC, and the only way we can do that is through meaningful impacts in society. So through leadership, collective, and it's not only about Comrade Panyaza Lesufi. We are engaging amongst ourselves as young people in relation to who are we going to deposit into that PEC, because we have to have a youthful PEC. The ANC is a generational organization in nature. It's not just an organization that is about old people, but it's a generational organization, and this generation of ours now has gone through quite a lot. We've got quite a number of comrades that are capable and that will be able to participate and fully make it a point that the ANC PEC is effective and will be able to sustain the organization. So we believe that by the time we conclude this conference, the outcomes of this conference, particularly the outlook of the leadership of this conference, should be a youthful outcome, and it must be able to talk to young people, because our constituents needs us for the ANC in order for the ANC to take them serious. So it's very important, and we believe that out of this conference we must be able to rally young people behind the banner of the ANC, and through meaningful impacts in society by implementing programs that speak to them directly, and make it a point that we address all the issues that are affecting young people. So commissions, they might be suspended, but it does not stop us from preparing ourselves to the day where we discuss and we're able to propose things that will talk to our constituency. Thank you.
We'll come to the issue of commissions later on, but I mean, you just heard what your counterpart had to say, Simpiwe. Are you not worried that there's, a trust deficit between the ANC and young people? And I mean, I'm saying that because It seems as if the ANC Youth League is failing to organize itself, is failing to go to conference. You have a conference that has been long overdue. Young people are crying for leadership, young people are crying for jobs, but you have the ANC, and it seems as if no young person is actually speaking to the needs of young people out there.
Well, thanks, Natasha. Well, part of the reason why we're also here and participating, myself with a background of trade unionism, being a leader of a trade union in this province and part of the federation, is precisely to influence, the outcomes, because we believe that ourselves as leaders in these other sectors, we can be able to, demonstrate to, the young people, the young workers in particular, looking at where the economy is, to say that the only vehicle that we can be able to use in order to respond to their needs and to respond to their challenges, it is the ANC. So that is why we're here, to influence the outlook of the policies and the resolutions that will be taken in this conference. Because one thing that we must understand, Natasha, is that it is this conference that has got to sit down, look at challenges in the province and see how it will respond to those challenges. So the delegates that are here have got a huge task, which is that of coming up with solutions to the challenges that are facing the citizens of Gauteng. I mean, if we look at the discussions that we have had here, we are happy that there's acknowledgement that the austerity measures are not really assisting us. We cannot have a government that is also contributing to unemployment. The issue of retrenching, young people in particular around the health sector and in other sectors within government is something that we do not condone. So we are pinning our hopes into this conference that it is this conference that must bring solutions to those challenges. But above all, it is this conference that must also have foresight into 2024. It is this conference that must instill confidence, into the people of this country. I mean, if you look at the membership of the ANC, it doesn't even reach 2 million. And if you look at the number of voters that we gather, it's above 12 million. So that in itself then tells you that this conference has got a mammoth task in terms of ensuring that the leadership that emerges out of this conference is that which will understand that the ANC has got to have a firm grip on government, because one of the challenges that we are seeing is that there's a disjuncture between the organization and those who are deployed in governance, and we need to bring that back, because people who are deployed in government must understand that they are not freelancing. They must implement resolutions of the ANC, they must implement policies of the ANC, of which those policies are the ones that informed the manifesto of the ANC. So those are part of the things that we must correct, in that we must have leadership that will take full control, and bring back the confidence that people have in the ANC. So as young people who are here, we also want to make a call out there to say that all is not lost. We think that the people of Gauteng, or the people of the country, have got a keen invested interest on the outcomes of this conference. We want to still, pursue them and persuade them to still have faith in the African National Congress, and understand that the challenges that face them are challenges that also face us. And we are here not only for ourselves, but with the understanding and the convictions that the ANC is the only vehicle that can be used to improve, the lives of the people of this country, and to recover from the bad economic situation that we're coming from, protecting, jobs, ensuring that there's a good, environment that is conducive for business, attract investments and so forth, so that we can be able to create jobs and employ young people.
Let me just also take this conversation back to our first guest. I mean, just talking about membership there, like Samkele said, of, the party. Are you not worried at the level of, or the quality of people that are now coming to the ANC? I mean, some lack political education as well.
Most definitely we worried. The ANC, because of its responsibility in government, attracts all manner of characters. Because sometimes people associate the ANC with government opportunities, whether it's business or it's employment, and that can have attract some of these wrong characters. However, I think the ANC coming out of Nazareth came with a clear program of ensuring that we politicize, conscientize, and educate our members politically through the OR Tambo Political Education School.
And do you think that there's more interest in that now, especially from young people?
Look, I think young people are interested in politics, and young people, whether they're in the ANC or even outside the ANC, they're interested in even the theories of various revolutions. So we must not even take away that from young people. For me, and our concern is how do we ensure that every time when we recruit people, whether they are young or old, obviously the majority tend to be young, into the ranks of the ANC, we conscientize and politicize them accordingly. Because failure to do that, we're breeding criminals, we're breeding all manner of things that we are seeing at times in some of the leaders that get to be elected, and we are shocked. Can the leader of the ANC says this? For example, we were in plenary, I'm sure some of you will have heard that, where one of the delegates will have complained that guests are eating more than the delegates. You see, and we'll be worried because a member of the ANC cannot say that. You can't invite a person into your house and worry that they eat more than you. It's unheard of in the ANC. But I think it's some of these things that speaks to the renewal of the ANC that the ANC is currently engaged with. To say, in 2012, the ANC went on a campaign to have a 1 million membership. And it did not speak about the quality of that membership. So we went up and we recruited people. And by the way, if you look at the ANC performance in local government, it worsened in 2016. Primarily because of those who were recruited, I will believe, in 2012 without the necessary political training and political education. So I'm happy that one of the things that coming out of this conference is that we need to institutionalize political education and political training of our comrades so that as they go out, they're able to express, articulate, and also implement what the ANC expects of them, and not their imagination, and be creative with some of those. We look at now, for example, we're in a conference and there is a campaign called Adiwele. It might resonate, yes, with young people on the ground because it's a popular song on the ground. But politically, what does it mean? How does it reflect to resolving the triple challenges that confronts our young people of unemployment, inequalities, and poverty? If it does not respond to that, then it should not be part of our political lexicon that we have in the movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish I had more time to actually engage all these bright minds here. Of course, Peter, meaningful engagements there from these young leaders of the ANC. And of course, it is business as usual. We do understand that delegates are being called inside plenary. We've had word that commissions are to be suspended, which is actually some, worrisome, Peter. But of course, as the SABC News team here in Benoni, we will give you all the latest updates in regards to the 14th provincial conference of the ANC in Gauteng. With that said, it's back to you in studio.
Natasha, one of our young leaders in political reporting. Thank you very, very much indeed. And hopefully we'll catch up with you once these results come in. All right, that's Natasha Phiri, one of our stalwarts fighting the good fight there, reporting out at the ANC Gauteng Provincial Conference.